if you take the sitcom Friends, you'll grow to realize that there are whole generations of people who grew up on the ideologies that came across the stories in that show. This is what it feels like to live in New York in your 20s and your 30s and make friends and have very tumultuous relationships and hurdles that all define life. And it was kind of like your roadmap, so to speak. It was kind of like your playbook for how it is you wanted to go about thriving in new situations. And now I look around and I see more and more work comedy, more and more niche comedy, that tries to appease and appeal to one person or one archetype archetype of a person, as opposed to inviting everybody into the same conversation. You can tell a good story and not relate to it. You can see a good story and not have anybody in that picture that represents or feels like you. I think maybe it's the egos getting in the way, or I don't know, but there's definitely more opportunities to learn about yourself through other people than there are with being told a story where you are both the centerpiece and the vessel. Like you are both the focal point and the thing driving the story. Now, yes, in like comics like a Chappelle Show, or like a Shane Gillis, or even Atlanta with Childish Gambino, those are different types of shows that more encapsulate a person. It's the best way that they can try to define the lens of life that they see to a mass audience. And most of the time, they're already hilarious. They come out in masses to see them. And so, yeah, I mean, you're going to see certain liberties taken that you wouldn't see everywhere. I'm sorry, I was getting a call. The process of, I guess, sitting down in a family aspect or even in a friend's aspect, I think was really done well in the early 2000s. But as we kind of go further and further away from that, we can only hang on to, 80s nostalgia so long, 90s nostalgia so long, early 2000s nostalgia so long. We can only listen to Fetty Wap for so long before we have to then define what the new culture feels like and what it's supposed to look like. And I think with so many different, hurdles to getting there, a lot of people just want to kind of stay in the good old days. And that's speaking to things that, will always be that way. It's the oldest thing. It's the oldest, what is it, trope in time. It will always be that way. People searching for the next nostalgia bait. That's how, you stay so attached to your phone, or you stay so attached to a certain environment. It's because the familiarity is the last dying thing that we have that connects us from our next challenge, or connects us from literally anything. I think moving forward, though, it's always important to take those things that make you laugh and take them a little bit more serious, hold them a little bit tighter in a way where they can kind of help define certain aspects of yourself, as opposed to kind of trying to separate yourself so much from the medium that you never really realize if you're getting affected by it.